What do you think are the main problems faced by the Sec 1s when they choose their CCA?
For what we saw, I think the main problems with the Sec 1s, rather the problems that the Sec 1s will face is actually the differences between the primary school and the secondary school CCA system. Because primary school is more of a exposure kind of system where you are allowed to change every year, right? For some schools, like, oh, this year I take sports, and then next year I try a music group, or and it's sometimes a bit more enrichment-like basis. Like they have to pay for the CCA, so the school's arrangement is okay. There are 20 slots. The first 20 that registers with it and pay up, maybe you will get the slots for the CCA to try out. But for secondary school, now it's different because it's compulsory, and the structure and the development in the CCA is a bit more, I would say, complete. So the requirements are a lot. There are more requirements to the secondary school CCA than primary schools. Well, I'm sure you know that difference by now. So to understand that is quite a challenge at the start of the year. The other thing is to also know all the CCAs that are available. And in a school like Hwa Chong, we have 40. Compared to what they used to know, probably is a lot more. So that itself presents another level of challenge for them. But of course, we help by the CCA orientation, so at least they would have seen all CCAs at least once. But the next step is they have to go through the trials. They have to find opportunities to go through trials, which most students wouldn't have an issue. But some, because of their schedule, maybe third language, this and that, so on the days of the trial, they might not be able to avail themselves. So that may affect their opportunity. What other challenges? Is to also understand the school's needs, because gone are the days in primary school where you choose and pay for a CCA program. But now it's more of, okay, we have 40 CCAs, and every CCA have a certain competition needs. And this competition needs a certain number of competitors eventually. So our CCA here, we structure it according to that. Like uniform groups, they have their own requirements of how many % of the school's population. Like SYF groups, you have your, you need at least 80 to be able to put on stage a group for certain SYF. Yeah. So with all these constraints, we have to match with all the Sec 1s, number of Sec 1s coming in, to know, okay, with 462 Sec 1s this year, how are we going to allocate to all CCAs such that it is fair for all CCAs to continue the program. Yeah. So that is something that I think is very, so far it presents the biggest challenge for all to understand why am I not able to go to a CCA that I think I'm interested in to learn more from. I think this is by far the biggest challenge we face.
Then, were there any problems that the department has encountered when allocating CCAs?
Yes, definitely. The expectations, managing of expectations wise is already quite a big challenge, because students and families expect, or rather they were thinking of in a line that, hey, if my child is interested and passionate about certain thing, certain CCA, they should be given a chance to be in a CCA to learn. That itself is not wrong. It's just that, for example, nowadays in primary schools there are a lot of robotics programs. And if everyone comes with robotics background and wants to go into robotics to further their interest, are we able to take in, for example, 100 robotics segment members if they're all interested? Are we able to develop them fairly? Or due to the resources, we are actually depriving them of opportunities for completions, for further development. So these are the things that we do face, which ultimately goes into the allocation exercise. As a department, we face it in the allocation exercise. It's the understanding of why we do not have a first to 9 choice. Instead, we are having the 4 categories with first, second, third choices in sports. Correct? This part, I think, until now, there are still some students who cannot reconcile with the fact that why I can't place more emphasis, why I can't show you that this first choice in musical group has priority over my first choice in a uniform group, for example. They don't see that now there are 4 first choices, 4 second choices. So although we keep reminding everyone that whatever choices you put there, it must be a CCA that you don't mind going into to be developed. Even though UG is a compulsory choice, you after knowing that it's a compulsory choice, you must choose out of the 4 UGs to know which is the one that you don't mind going into the more. I think this is, until now we are still facing this challenge to help everyone understand. Some, they are still unable to understand, or rather because they can't get what they wish for in the first place.
Do you think that through the online platform, the Sec 1s will be able to understand the CCAs better?
I think with an online platform, actually this year, in the past you realize your batch and before, we use a lot of hard copies, right? We don't go online because first your EMB accounts are not up, and when it was first up, some boys couldn't, they had issues with the assessing. So we have been pasting it on your notice board so that everyone can see. This year, we realized there's a need to keep them informed earlier. So we went in 2 platforms. One is EMB, the other one is we even posted on the school website to keep the parents informed, to know the trials, the CCA timings and schedules, the CCA teachers in charge, plus an online CCA handbook. We had that put up to let them have an idea of, okay, now if I need to refer to the CCA, what do they do? What is it about? What were their achievements in the past? Who are the CCA teachers, the coaches, and the training hours? They can just go on the online handbook and figure it out. Okay, we had that. But down the line, we are also hoping to make every CCA come out with their own website. It's a simple website. So I know you are also talking about that, which is in line with what you are thinking about, so that we can eventually move away from the online handbook, where they can really go in and access the CCA's info from the website. So with all this, I think nowadays people are more probably IT savvy. So we all like to access most things online. So if we have an online platform or to help manage that, I think it will be good.
Do you think that the handbook can be integrated into our online platform?
The handbook to be integrated into the online platform shouldn't be an issue, but we just need to constantly update it every year because of the info that is pertaining to the CCAs. The whole CCA orientation process and the trials is actually a platform for all of you to know yourself better. Because in the past we have a lot of, or rather students, when they come into Hwa Chong, you see this environment is, we are talking about all the high achievers here. So everyone has a talent here and there. And so if you meet a certain group of like-minded talents, then with the limited amount of space in a CCA, it means we will have to rank. See, just like getting into Hwa Chong as well. A lot of people want to come into Hwa Chong, but then at the end only 400 over of you can come in each year. So if we can have something else to come to put in here to help them understand themselves even better, and in the process manage their expectations and choose something that is actually more suitable to develop their talents rather than what they think they want, it should help. Yeah. But it's just how to manage it within a given time frame, because we are talking about 400 over students going through that at the same time. If you are talking about the platform is there, let them go and explore on their own. They can choose not to use it or use it. Yeah, it's an additional option for them, and it's recognized by school. I don't see why not. But I don't know whether you need to help to link them into from the results that they get about themselves, knowing more about themselves, how that relates to the CCA options.
Are there any other suggestions or comments for our online platform?
Online platform. I was thinking if you have the websites of all CCAs, then maybe you eventually may not need the online handbook anymore. Yeah, because the website will be more dynamic. Yeah, and all CCAs, they can manage it constantly, regularly, rather than the online handbook, you only update it once a year. More things can be done. Another area you might want to look into to help the school is to see if any other ways to improve on the option process, so that we can actually help to manage the school's needs and the students' needs or expectations, to make this whole process an even smoother one.
Thank you.
Thank you.